Hey, welcome. Welcome to Ansuini Live. Yet another week has passed by, slipped through our fingers. It is now officially history. Welcome to this fourth week. Wait, is this the fourth week of February or the third? I know February is one of those weird months. Let's check the calendar real quick. Because we don't got anything else to do. Also, hello to anyone who's here. I see at least 6 people are in watching this video right now, but they haven't said anything. So yeah, this is the 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th week of February. For some reason, February just feels like it's flown by for me. I look up and it's already February 25th, 2021. So anywho, welcome. Congratulations for making it. For you 6 people who are here. I don't know why you haven't said anything. You definitely should say hello. We want to hang out with you guys. If this hasn't been clear on any other episode, I just want to make crystal clear right now that this show is entirely about hanging out with you guys. There's nothing here for me to say or do but to hang out with you guys. So anything you want to say or ask or chat about or topics you want to bring up, feel free to say those in the comments. Live. Those are comments, right? Live chat. That's the word, live chat. Feel free to say them in the live chat, and we will get those. It looks like I might be clipping a little bit here. Normally negative 7.2 decibels is good. Let's reduce that to 8. Hopefully I'm not clipping much anymore. But anywho, hello and welcome. Hello, Julian. I am doing well. How are you doing? And I am very... Oh, is this live stream unlisted? Oh my. I am so sorry about that. Let's see if I can fix that right now. Unlisted. Wow. Weird. All right, sorry about that. That's probably why there's only 6 of you here right now. So, all right, we have now fixed that. Thank you, Mike, for helping me fix that. Also, first guy to chat here. I am really sorry, but I'm going to butcher your name here. Abdul Ramham? Abdul Rahaman. I butchered it, so I'm sorry. Please tell me how you say that in phonetically. But thank you so much for joining. Thanks very much for commenting and hanging out here for a little bit. The format of this show is to just hang out and chat with you guys, see how you guys are doing. Hang out, get to know each other, have some fun, spend some time together, just relax and enjoy this kind of just post end of the hump day. We had the hump day, and then we're going to the nearer to the weekend day by day. So thanks so much for sticking with us. All right, so Mike is in the chat. Hello, Mike. I didn't get to say hello to you, Mr. Mike. Question of the week. Number 1, how are you guys doing? Number 2, what is the most creative thing you've had the pleasure of being a part of? Now, it doesn't have to be video or podcasting or artwork or anything like that, but it could be like an engineering gig or something a college paper that you wrote or something. But what's the most creative thing that you've had the opportunity to participate in? I want to hear about that. Let's chat about that. That'll be a good topic here to start with. But anyway, that is the topic of the week. Also, let me know how you guys are doing. Specifically Mike, specifically Abdul, specifically Julian. Thank you, Abdul, for letting me get by with the easier pronunciation. Very sorry about that, but good to see you. Thanks for joining. Hopefully you are doing well. Yeah, so it's been a fun week. For most of you who have been paying attention to what Mike... If you start this, Mike, I will ban you. Oh, just kidding. I won't ban you. You're my friend. How many squirrels can you fit into a shoebox? Well, Mike, we already calculated how many squirrels could fit into my studio, which was 75,000 squirrels that were liquefied with no air between them, assuming that I believe each squirrel was 300 cubic centimeters. I believe that was our... We couldn't quite figure out the density of a squirrel, though. So, yeah, I don't know how big a shoebox is, Mr. Mike, but if you want to measure out the shoebox dimensions, we can do that calculation if you'd like. It's kind of quiet around here. How are you guys doing? Let's see here. Mike is obviously just joking. That's quite all right. Nothing terrible about just joking. Yeah, so for those of you who have been paying attention to the internet, you will have noticed that poor Randy is just having so much of a problem with his streaming setup. He used to have an iMac that he edited and stuck his was a cam link into to do live streams. But his iMac was getting really, really, really slow. It was like 6 years old, I believe, somewhere around that. I believe it was 2015. And so he ended up getting rid of that and going with an M1 MacBook Air. And he was really excited about that transition because the iMac was just really not cutting it for him. And so just a couple weeks ago, he sent back his iMac and went to the MacBook Air full time. But unfortunately, something with how Camlink is working and whatever adapters he's using and how the M1 MacBook Air works, he hasn't been able to connect his Camlink to the computer, which for those of you who aren't in the know, Camlink is basically just like a little, I don't have my extra one around here, but it's just like a little, looks like a huge thumb drive that you plug an HDMI cable into the back of, and you plug the USB into the computer, and it basically takes the camera feed and turns it into a webcam for the computer. So anyway, Randy's wasn't working and hasn't been working for a little while, and so he has had to not do the Hump Day show, which is just a real terrible thing. I know he really misses doing it. But because of that, we got to record Randy and Nick's show yesterday, which actually I just finished editing. I need to go upload it. So it will be hopefully up tomorrow morning. There'll be a nice Nick and Randy show to warm in your day. Abdul says it depends on the size of the shoes. That is very true. If you have shoes like me, you can fit quite a few squirrels into those shoe boxes. But if you have shoe boxes, shoebox next to me is 0.75 feet cubed. All right, so we're gonna do some more math here. 0.75 feet cubed to cubic centimeters. Anyway, if we can just figure out how many cubic centimeters that is. Let's see, 0.75. It'd be 21,000 cubic centimeters and some change. So 21,000 cubic centimeters divided by our 300 cubic centimeters for a squirrel. You could fit 70 liquefied squirrels in your shoebox, Mike. It doesn't quite sound right, but that's the math that I'm coming up with right now. And as we all know, I'm just excellent at math and have never had one mistake ever. So I'm probably not a good guy for that. All right, Abdul says, I remember you guys trying to get a good deal on a Mac Mini. I want to give him my employee discount. Abdul, Randy already got his computer. Appreciate that. Randy's actually able to score the veterans discount, which here in the U.S. is, I believe, 10% off of all of the Apple Store products, which is a fairly significant discount on any Apple product, basically taxes and a little bit of a discount there. So he was really excited about that. But yeah, he was thinking about the Mac Mini for a while. He had actually ordered one and it hadn't come because it was shipping delays and stuff. So he just went ahead and went with the MacBook Air, and he says he's really enjoying it. So I'm excited for him about that. But it is obviously a bummer that he can't do the Hump Day show. Because of that, I think I already said I got to do a Randy Nick show. That was pretty great. I don't know if you guys saw, but I did a fun Cybertruck video this week. Also, remember, I know there are only 2 people. It's dropped down to 2 people. Man, people really don't. It's just Abdul and Mike at this point. You guys must really not like the squirrel math. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, we are just hanging out here. So you need to comment. This show's all about you. If you don't have something to say, then go tell someone to join, because my goodness, we need to have a little bit of fun here and just hang out and see how you guys are doing. So again, the question of the week is what is the most creative thing that you've been able to be a part of? That is the question of the week. Mike and Abdul specifically, I'm asking you because I'm pretty sure at this point there are 2 people in the chat and there are 2 people active on the live stream. So I would say that you 2 are probably the ones who are currently listening to this. So tell me, what was the most creative thing you've ever gotten to be a part of? Let's see here. Yeah, so I don't know about you, but I had a lot. Oh, okay, good. There we go. Mike says, how is the weather? Oh, that's all. Oh, okay. That's fine. The weather's very nice for me. I appreciate the small talk and the banter there, Mike. Weather's doing fine. It would be a little bit better. It's between Hoth and indoor, somewhere in the middle there. That's what the weather is. And so, anywho, I don't know about you, but I have had a lot of fun recently making little videos that are spoofs, I guess, of Ford ads. I went ahead and did a Ford ad spoof for the Cybertruck, which, by the way, folks, I'm worried about the Cybertruck. I cut together an ad that was pretty in depth. Like, I feel like I did a pretty good job with that, and it was a lot of fun. Mike says, I can't answer that. My favorite thing was redacted and when I redacted. Ah, okay. So Mike is super special and like super top secret guy. So I guess we will never know what Mike's most creative thing he was ever able to be a part of was. But yeah. Sorry, maybe what's your second most creative thing, Mike? Can you tell? We only got one. Mike, you're literally the only person in the chat. It could just be a one-way FaceTime call at this point. Oh, no, Abdul's back. Going full intel on them. Exactly, yes. Yeah, so I went ahead and cut together that little Cybertruck ad. I had a ton of fun with that. I think I'm going to do it for some other car ads and cut together Tesla versions of those, because it seems like everyone liked it. I mean, I think I haven't checked recently, but last night when I went to bed, it had like 400 views or something, which for the Ansuini Shorts channel, which for those who don't know, the Ansuini Shorts channel is just basically the spot where I stick all the videos that I don't know where else to put them and mainly don't want to worry about copyright claims, because that is something I need to be a little bit more aware of is those copyright claims. Let me see what the video's doing here. I haven't checked all day today. YouTube Studio. But anyway, people seem to like it. Drew really liked it. Whoa! Wow, almost 1,000 people. 961 according to YouTube. Wow. Well, that's awesome. So lots of people. It's definitely the most viewed video of that channel. So obviously I got the Cybertruck in there, which probably helped a little bit. But yeah, we got the Cybertruck in there, and love to do some more of those ads. I think that was a lot of fun to do. Yeah. Well, again, this entire show is based on you guys. So I'm gonna make sure my tweet went out, because it'd be a bummer if it was just. I mean, not that I don't like hanging out with Mike and Abdul, but like, it'd be more fun if we had like a couple more people, right? We wouldn't just be talking about 2 or 3 things. No, it looks like I did tweet about it, and let's make sure that link actually works. Yeah, looks like that link does actually work. Let's make sure it does, I guess. Yep. There we go. All right. So it looks like I did post about it, which I guess is everyone's busy. No worries. So Abdul says the most creative thing would be teaching, but I hate kids, so that didn't go too well. Wow. Well, sorry to hear that you hate teaching and you had to teach. I love teaching. I love talking. If you couldn't tell, Abdul, I do like to talk a little bit. It's just kind of fun way to relax about the day and enjoy myself. Yeah. Well, what subjects were you teaching? Was it what age were the kids? I mean, there are certain age groups of kids that I wouldn't appreciate teaching quite as much as others. Curious to hear that, Abdul. What your thoughts on your teaching experience was. Mike says, I chopped down a tree with a single axe. Most amazing feeling when it fell. Wow, Mike, that is impressive. Have you seen that? Have you seen that guy who does a? He made an entire log. He's making an entire log cabin out of wood that he cut down by hand. So there's this guy on YouTube. I think he's in like Norway or something, who's like literally building his own cabin by hand with like just hand tools, no power tools. Very impressive. And so I thought of that when I saw that. Abdul says, I'm way past my bedtime, by the way. Get your FaceTime call ready. Okay. Well, Abdul, thank you so much for joining. I hope you sleep well and rest well, and I cannot wait to see you around maybe next week, and good seeing you, man. Thanks so much for joining. Julian is back, says, what was your favorite short to make? I don't make shorts. What do you mean? I wear pants, Julian. I don't not. Oh, Abdul says English and 15 years old. Yeah, that's kind of a rough age and a rough topic. English is not the most exciting. Like, it's kind of technical, I guess. It's not like super fun or fancy like history or whatever, where it's just kind of fun to talk about things. In my opinion, I know people nerd out about English, but I understand where you're coming from, Abdul. Anyway, good night. Go to bed. Rest well. See you later. Julian says, what was your favorite short to make? I don't make shorts. I wear pants. But in all honesty, probably my favorite short to make was the thumb going from here to here to here ad where I used my hand. I like set up the camera rigging so that it was like a white infinity background, and I just used my hand, and I was like, let's let this thing unlock. It's like goes from here to here to here to here. Yeah, that was a really fun short that I made. But also I love making, I don't know. Any short that I make is something that I love to make. So it's kind of like asking me what my favorite child is, but that was my first child. So perhaps maybe that's the favorite one. I don't know. Mike says, we convert our wood to energy to warm our house. No log cabin in the future. That is so smart, Mike. I actually grew up chopping down wood for a solid decade. That is what I did with my family. We would chop down wood and take it into the house and heat up our house with it all year. So all summer, it was wood collecting. We felt like little, what are those, chipmunks or squirrels or whatever, collecting nuts. We were collecting wood, chopping firewood, letting it dry, going to, we lived in a forest, so sometimes we'd go around our property and chop down trees. But other times we'd go up to like this national forest, Rocky Mountain National Forest, that actually had a bunch of beetle kill. And so there's just a bunch of dead trees on the ground that were kind of already halfway processed, like the people who cut down the dead trees after the beetles came through. They chopped down the trees so that the new trees could kind of grow up underneath it. So there's just a bunch of pretty well processed logs that we would take back, and we would process those and chop them up into segments, put them on the wood splitter, stack them, let them dry, and then haul them into the house all winter long, take out the ash, clean the fireplace. Yeah, it was very good because it was a very efficient way to heat the house, and it was very cost effective, obviously, because you get the energy for free. But it was a lot of work, and it's nice and convenient just to be able to flip a switch and have it get hotter. All right, Abdul says, goodbye, see you later, man. Hopefully you were gone and to bed, so you didn't hear me say that, but if you are, good night. Mike says, what is your favorite tree? That is a good question, Mike. My favorite tree is the kind of tree that is green. I don't specifically have a favorite tree. I think out of all of the trees, the palm tree is one of my favorite trees because a palm tree is able to withstand hurricane forces, hurricane winds. And so it's a very resilient tree. And it also has some of my favorite wood. I'm also a woodworker. If you didn't watch that video I did of Randy's wooden play button, I'm also a woodworker, so I've made many a beautiful project out of wood, and one of my favorite woods to work with is black palm, which for those of let's see if I can just pull up a picture here, if I can find it within 10 seconds, and then screen share here. Okay, let's see if that turns anything up. It sure does. Look at that. All right. Let's see. How do I share my screen? There we go. All right. Nice and big. Lord knows what you're able to see in the background there. All right. So this is called black palm. This is some of my favorite wood to work with. It's very beautiful, and it's extremely challenging to work with because, as you can see here, it's striped, but the grain is very, very. Let's see if I can open this in a new. Tab. There we go. Sorry, I think I'm covering up my face here. Let's see if we can just make that bigger. There we go. Look at that. All right. If we go over here, yeah. So the wood is on black palm is actually in these kind of distinct layers, and so these little black and white pieces are actually like physically separated pieces of wood. They kind of grew together, but they're not continuous. And so turning things on like a lathe or doing fine detail work with a jigsaw means that it's very difficult to work with these because I believe the darker parts are fairly hard wood and the lighter parts are kind of softer wood, which makes it kind of tricky to work with. But anyway, this is one of my favorite kinds of wood, and this kind of a tree, a black palm tree, is known to survive 200-mile-an-hour winds because it has so much flexibility in this. It's not super stout. It's very flexible. So that is my favorite kind of tree. There, Mike. Thanks for the astute question, and hopefully that was a fun little thing. All right. Oh, you're a palm tree kind of guy. Okay, then I'm gonna head out now. Oh, wow. All right. Well, I do appreciate pine trees and maple trees and walnut trees and all those other kinds of trees. I'm not exclusively a palm tree guy. But anyway, looks like we have some more people joining in. Hello, who are you? Say hello. Interact. I need interaction, guys. This show is nothing without you. There's nothing for me to do. I know I'm always live for like 40 minutes, and then, or I'm live for like an hour and something, but by the time people join, it's about the time I used all my words to talk, so then I'm not quite as interesting. All right. If you could go back to your time in college, what would you change? What would you change? Blah, 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 blah. Mike says, if you could go back to your time in college, what would you change? Would you change your degree? Yes, I definitely would. I am very happy that I had the opportunity to go to college. I had great support from family and friends, and I enjoyed my time there. However, I don't think it was overly useful for what I want to do with my life. Now, for some people who want to be like a doctor or a lawyer or a professional, it is important to go to college and to learn that stuff. But for me, I got my master's degree in accounting after 6 years of schooling, and kind of decided that it really wasn't for me after spending a little bit of time in the industry. Spent, I don't know, 2.5, 3 years working at different accounting jobs at different accounting firms, and just kind of realized, yeah, this really isn't for me. So that was kind of a good. I'm glad I figured it out now, because I now know that content creation is a lot more interesting and appealing to me. Cinematography, lighting, camera angles, all that fun stuff. Like, that's a lot more appealing to me. But I went and got my accounting degree, which, nothing wrong with that. But I just kind of wish, Mike, your question was, what would you change? I definitely would have gone for some kind of more content creation type degree, maybe radio broadcasting or cinematography or something like that. Although, like, the cinematography degrees, like, everything's out there on YouTube. So I'm not displeased with it. Like, at any time, if I needed to, I do have a piece of paper that says I went to school for a certain amount of time. So if I ever needed a job, I'm fairly confident I could get one, which is a huge blessing, but it's not really what I want to do with my career. So anywho, I'm not sure if I would change anything, but I definitely, in hindsight, realized that it wasn't quite as valuable as I thought it was going to be, given my career path. So Ryan mentioned that he is in the chat. So hello, Ryan. Thank you so much for coming along. Good to see you. I think you were here last week, if I remember correctly. Good to see you, man. Happy to have you. How are you doing? What's up with you? The question of the week, Ryan, is what is the most creative thing you have ever been a part of? Doesn't have to be something creative as far as visually or audio-wise or anything. It could be something you wrote or something you drew or anything like that. What's the most creative thing you were able to be a part of, Ryan? That's the question of the week. He also asked, how is everyone going? I will answer for everyone. Mike said he's doing okay. Abdul was in here a while ago. He said he was doing all right. Julian, I don't think Julian said if he was doing okay. So I don't know about Julian, but I think everyone else was doing all right. But if you're not, feel free to correct me in the comments there. Well, what do you guys think of this show? I kind of wonder in times like this where, it's not. I feel like I'm not being super interesting, like right now in this moment. What do you guys think about this show? Do you think this is something that should be every week, or maybe should be hyped up a little more and done like once a month or more often? What are your guys' thoughts about this show? Because I hate to have Mike be the only one asking questions here, because this show, again, is specifically designed for you guys to interact with me. There's a bunch of people here that need to say hello and hang out and participate, because this show requires audience participation. In fact, dare I say, this show would be nothing without our audience participation. So if you guys want to see anything else, please feel free to let me know. I'm open to suggestions if you guys want to see, maybe less content less communication here or more. I think I'm quite open to any ideas you guys have. Okay, so as I said that, plenty of people joined. So hello, Alpha. Thanks for making it. Glad to see you. Hopefully you are doing well today. It's been a while. It's been a whole week. The question of the week, Alpha, is what was the most creative thing that you've ever been able to create? What was the most creative thing you've ever made? Doesn't have to be a video or audio thing. It could be any painting or something you wrote, or what's the most creative thing or engineering project? It could be the most creative thing that you've made. I want to hear that. So let us know in the comments down below. Ryan says, I'm doing good, especially after PlayStation event that just happened. Oh, wow. Was there a PlayStation event that just happened? I had no idea what PlayStation is really. I mean, I understand it's a gaming company owned by, I believe, Sony? Maybe not Sony. Oh, people are going to hate me now. Anyway, they make games. I think they own Nintendo, right? Yeah. PlayStation owns Nintendo. Right? No? Oh, boy. It's a gaming console, competes with the Xbox. Maybe I should just stick to the stuff I actually know instead of just make stuff up. Was there an event? What did they release? What was announced? Was there anything new or exciting? Please tell me. I'm curious, because that's kind of a side of technology that I'm not super into, but it's interesting to kind of watch from an outside perspective. Like, I think a lot of people look at Apple in our tech community, and so yeah, tell me what happened. I'm very curious to hear there, Ryan. Julian says he's indeed doing well. Good to hear. Alpha says, I like the show a lot. Good to hear. Glad you like it, right? Blah, blah. Glad you like it, Alpha. That is good. Good to hear. Ryan says, I'll have a minute to think the most creative. I'll have to think on the most creative for a minute. All right, Ryan, you take your time. There's no rush here. But this is just a communication community where we just hang out and have fun together and chat. Alpha says, just finished a delicious spaghetti dinner. I haven't had dinner yet, so don't make me too hungry now, Alpha, okay? I will have dinner directly after the show, and I'm sure the ending of the show will be directly correlated to my hunger. So, yeah, that sounds delicious. I love spaghetti. Spaghetti is one of my favorite foods. I'm Italian, if you couldn't guess by the name of the show or my last name. Spaghetti is definitely up there on one of my favorite kinds of food. Ryan says, only my second time tuning in, but I like the show a lot. Nice and chill. Oh, well, Ryan, thanks so much for coming. I guess I thought you were in here last week, but there were quite a few people there last week. I might have gotten something confused there. Glad you could join. Thanks so much. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, definitely. Let me know if there's anything we need to do. Simon says, hello, how are you? How are we doing? I am doing well. I think everyone else at this point has said they're doing well, so everyone here is doing well. Positive thumbs ups all around. Simon, how are you doing? That is the real question. Simon, I don't know if you heard the question of the week, but I will repeat it one more time. What is the most creative thing you've ever been able to be a part of? That is the question of the week there, Simon. If you could answer it, I'd really appreciate it. And we can chat about all the creative, fun things that we've gotten to do over the past. Alpha says, that's a tough one. I'll have to consider. I'm a YouTuber, musician, and author in progress. It's hard to decide. Yeah, sometimes when you wear all of those hats, it can be a little difficult to decide what your favorite thing is. I totally get that. I've taken some pictures that are probably my favorite pictures. I've made some videos that I think are some of my favorite videos, and yeah, so I can understand how that can be difficult. But I have faith that you can think of something, or share. Ooh, sorry, I bumped the microphone. Or share all of the things. You know, what are 2 or 3 of your favorite projects? Doesn't have to just be one. Very open-ended. Simon said, finishing a late night snack here. Ha ha ha. Well, Simon, glad to hear you are enjoying a snack. I didn't bring a snack with me. I just brought water, which I'm almost out of, so I'm gonna have to refill that in just a second here. But yeah, definitely late night snacks are like the bomb, because what's better than having a snack? You could have a late night snack and have that snack like in the middle of the night. It's like amazing. And I don't know about you, but I've noticed my ability to have self-restraint with food is directly dependent on how good my breakfast starts. If I have a super healthy breakfast that has eggs and just like fruit and yogurt and granola and just like a very healthy, well-balanced breakfast, by the end of the night, I'm just eating Twinkies and Ho-Hos. But if I start off the morning, eating Twinkies and Ho-Hos and, having terrible Pop-Tarty breakfast with sugary cereal and stuff, then by the evening, I'm like eating salads and being super healthy. So I don't really know how to like merge those two together and just get on the same healthy wavelength. But I've found my ability to resist delicious food is least strong at the late night midnight snack. So yeah, glad you're enjoying that. Ryan says, Sony doesn't own Nintendo. Oof. Ouch. Oh, I messed up. Sorry, Ryan. Thanks for... Well, Sony owns PlayStation, though. Okay. So Sony probably owns PlayStation from that. I'm thinking that's about the case there. Okay, so Sony doesn't own Nintendo. It's mainly a Final Fantasy game series stuff that really interested me in the event. Okay, cool. I'm going to have to look that up. Let's see what is Final Fantasy. I've never heard of this. Fascinating. So it's like, oh, they have like a mobile version now. Well, that's cool. It's always nice when they make a game mobily available. Mobily available. It's loading my website. I mean, I am streaming right now, so I'm not expecting great internet connection. Anyway, let's hit the chat. We'll go back to Finally Fantasy in just a moment, Ryan. Ryan was here last week. Okay, thank you for reminding me. I don't think I was going crazy. Cool. Alpha says, I'm working on my book. How do you pronounce that? Serafina? Fina? Yeah, Serafina. An album of songs, Project Wolf Song, and I'm struggling for ideas for YouTube videos this week. Oh, well, I've also struggled quite a few times on YouTube videos. It's sometimes a little hard to come up with new creative pieces of ideas when, you're all just sitting at home staring at walls, looking at each other. So, yeah, definitely lots of. I relate to that, Alpha. I relate to that a lot. Ryan says, not a creative thing I've done before, but I'm going to buy a ukulele soon, and that can hopefully lead to some creativity. Ryan, that is right. That is very exciting. Man, it's always fun to get a new instrument and learn a new skill and learn a new tool. I'm so excited that you're getting a ukulele. I love ukulele. They're very... if I had to describe what the sound that an ukulele makes, it's just like happy. Like there are some sad instruments like, I don't know, a bass or like a tuba or something. And it's just like, whoa, 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 whoa. But like ukulele is just all high pitched and just very casual and like it's very happy. I love ukuleles, so happy you're picking that up, man. That's great. Alpha says, I have a ukulele, but I don't know how to play it. Actually, they're fairly easy to play because they only have 4 strings. And if you understand the general concepts of how chord progressions work on like a guitar or something, they're fairly easy to pick up. I have played ukuleles before, but that was kind of back when I was playing guitar more frequently. And like I could like eke out a couple chords on the guitar. And I got to the point where I could eke out a couple chords on an ukulele as well. But nothing past that. I realized I should probably make a video about all of my work setups. That is a good idea. Always a good default content creation thing. Just talk about your daily life. Looks like there are 6 people in the chat, but pretty much at this point it's just Alpha and Ryan talking. Where are the other 4 people? Show yourselves. I demand to see who you are. If you've already said hello, you don't have to. But if you haven't said hello yet, say hello. This show is about you, for you guys, and to chat with you guys. So please... interact, ask questions, hang out. We're here to have a good time. Okay, so Alpha says, I realized I should probably... Oh, I already read that one. Alpha says it's pronounced Serafina? Serafina? I'm going to go with that. If it's wrong, I'm sorry. Ryan says, I've also thought up many stories before. I'd like to write a book sometime, but it's mainly like movie TV shows I like to concept in my head. Well, Ryan, someone's been paying attention to my Twitter. Maybe you haven't. I'm working on one of those. That's very exciting. I am not a guy who's very good at storytelling per se. I enjoy telling other people's stories with, cameras and lighting and stuff. But I have I've always struggled with finding that story to tell, and I don't really like being on camera. I know I like hanging out with you guys, but at the end of the day, like being on camera doesn't really make me excited. It just seems like a lot of work, emotional work, and physical work to, make this ugly face look slightly presentable. So yeah, I think that's really exciting. I'm excited to hear what your ideas are there, Ryan. I'm taking a screenwriting class right now, so we'll see where that goes. Wow, Ryan, I definitely need to pick your brain then. That's pretty cool. Remind me after the show. I want to chat with you a little bit on texting, and so yeah, remind me after the chat. Alpha says, Super Mega Ukulele Stewart. Super Mega Ukulele. I'm assuming that's a Hawaiian brother saying that, because who else says super? That's definitely a Hawaiian brother, but I don't know who Stewart is. Oh, we have a new person. Welcome. Alonso? I probably butchered that. I'm sorry. But welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Good to see you. If you haven't heard, we are all here to chat and interact with each other and say hello and hang out together. So feel free to say hello and hang out as well. We do have a question of the week. What is the most creative thing you've ever been able to do? It doesn't have to be a video or even an audio project or anything. It could be like an engineering project or a paper that you wrote or a poem you wrote. It doesn't really matter. I just want to hear what your guys' creativity is. So welcome to the chat. You asked, can you imagine a world where you were relatively short compared to Drew and Randy? That'd be a really weird world, because I am just used to being a monster in all places that I go to. Sometimes there's someone that's taller than me, but most of the time I am the tallest person in the group, which I guess you just get used to it. I mean, I'm used to it, and so when people are like, oh, wow, you're tall, just like, yeah, I know, and you're short, but I'm not going to say that, right? I'm not mean. So I don't know, and people like just stating obvious facts about you is like kind of weird. Like, I don't go up to like people with red hair and say, wow, you have red hair. No one says that. Come on. It's just weird. So yeah, I don't know. I couldn't imagine a world where I'm short compared to Drew and Randy. That would, if I was short compared to Drew and Randy, that would mean that I would be in the midget category. So I'll leave that there, because Randy is probably in the chat and just hiding, because I know he's always here. Randy, say hello. Fake Leo says, hey, Nick. Hello, Fake Leo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Happy to have you here. I'm sure you just heard what I was saying about the question of the week, so feel free to answer that as well. Very excited to have you here, Leo. Thanks for joining. Simon says, still thinking about my creative projects. All right. You keep doing that, Simon. I'm still waiting. Ryan says, yeah, I've heard they're relatively easy to learn compared to most instruments. That and them being fairly cheap is the why I picked it up specifically. Exactly. And ukuleles are just fun. They just sound fun to me. Like, it's just a happy device. Just very happy instrument. Alpha's still correcting my pronunciation here. Seraphina? All right. Hopefully I'm doing it right there. Seraphina. You want to talk about an ugly face? I'm the one who needs to get my acne under control. Well, it is true. I definitely use makeup on these shows. As much as you think this is a natural face, no. I have some makeup on. Not that, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, as long as I don't know what just happened there. OBS just freaked out, I think. Am I still live? It looks like I'm still live. Okay, now it says excellent connection. I have no idea what happened there. My Mac Mini's been a little bit on the fritz the past couple days. I think I need to restart it and do some cleaning here. Because I was recording some stuff with Randy yesterday, and the Mac just switched off for 5 seconds and then came back on to the login screen. And it did that twice within 20 minutes. And anyway, it just OBS had a hiccup, and it went down to bit rate of 0 for about 5 seconds there. So I don't know what's going on. Hopefully you guys can all see and hear me. It looks like we're back here. So anyway, Ryan said, how tall are you? Depends on what time of the day you measure me. When I first wake up in the morning, I'm about 6'8". But as I stretch out my back and get into my day, my backbones do compress quite a bit. And so I'm about 6'6" by the end of the day, which is still pretty tall. Alpha says, I have a feeling my chatting is getting annoying. I just realized how many chats I'm leaving. Yeah, it's all right, Alpha. We're just here to hang out and say hello. And so, yeah, whatever you want to say. Not annoying, definitely not. Simon says, a big comment with creative ahead. Okay, all right, here we go. Simon says, as an architecture student and a musician, I have to try to be creative a lot. I'll go to architecture first. Last year, in the before times, 2019, we had to design a student residential complex. So, looking for inspiration for the idea, what an exuberant reference did I get? The Apple Park. Ooh. I'm going to read all of those in succession there. I did a donut-shaped 2-floor building common space on the ground floor, an open space, rooms on the upper one, and even tried to make an exterior facade all glass, but it was very feasible on a residence. Yeah, okay, that's very true. My professor was already against me having me work on everything in 3D and even making renders. I had to concede in something. End of creative story. Well, thank you, Simon. I appreciate that. Actually, I think I need to, I think we've DM'd in Twitter, right? Simon, if we haven't DM'd on Twitter, you drop me a quick DM. I do have a few questions for you. If you've done 3D residential renderings, I do have a question for you. Like mainly, how do I do that? Because I'm thinking I need to, I have a project that I want to try my hand at. So Simon, thank you so much for letting me know what that was. I definitely want to hear more about that. Mike says, Diggery-doo is a tough one. I didn't regret getting the infamous Australian wind instrument though. That is a tough instrument. Diggery-doos sound really cool. I'm not impersonating it very well, but I do love diggery-doos. They sound very fun and very Australian. Oh, my pizza is arriving. I'll be back in a minute. All right, Ryan, enjoy your pizza. Although you said that probably about 2 minutes ago, so you're probably eating pizza right now, which is awesome because pizza's amazing. Alpha says, yes, he got it. He pronounced, oh boy, now I need to go back up to how to pronounce it. Serafina. You pronounced Serafina right. Okay, good. Thank you, Alpha. I appreciate it. I did a donut shaped. I already read all those. Forgot that I went through and did all those. I thought my internet was out for a second. Yeah, sorry about that little glitch there. I don't know quite what happened there. Simon says, I'll DM you one of the renders and plans. Yes, absolutely. I'm happy to take a look at it. Sounds very, very interesting, that commons that you've designed. But I also have some ideas of my own that I want a way to put into like not paper, but digital form. So yeah, I definitely want to hear more about that. Mike says, didgeridoo. I don't know. My great aunt is Australian, so that's what she called it. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. I guess I need to add more comments again. You tried the app I mentioned a few weeks back. No, I didn't. I was trying to mess around with that app, but I kind of got lost. So yeah, we have had this conversation. I'm sorry, Simon. I'm sorry. Yeah. Actually, I think I still have it installed on my iPad here. Because I remember installing it and being like, oh wow, this is more than I bargained for. Let's see if I can find it here. What was it called? I'm blanking on the name, but I remember downloading it. I was on the App Store. So, anywho, I will not waste everyone's time while I search through my purchases here to see what that was. Because I don't remember right now. Anyway, did you see FPT's latest iMac report? I sure did, Alpha. I am not a huge iMac fan. As far as that design is, if it was literally an iPad on a stick, yes, it's not a report. That is a very good point there. Yeah. So it's a, John is making a render based on a report that he got. So anyway, it's not like an actual leaked Apple image or whatever. So FPT has that cool render. I mean, it looks cool. I hope that people want it, the ones who wanted a new iMac like that. The only thing that was going to get me to get an iMac, if it was literally just an iPad Pro on a stick, that would have definitely sold me on an iMac. But seeing how that is not I'm not going to be super excited about it because I already have the world's best Mac desktop, the Mac Mini. Price per dollar, you can't beat it. Okay. So, Concepts is the name of that program. Let's see if I have that here on Spotlight here. Looks like I don't have that, but it is purchased. I have the little iCloud logo, so we'll go ahead and re-download that. So I opened it up and I was messing around with it, and I was like, "Oh boy, this is a little over my head." So I need to figure that out. All right, let's get back to the chat. Let's see. Simon says that iMac leaving me so excited. I just need to replace my MacBook Pro 15-inch 2016. I too had a 15-inch MacBook Pro 2016. That was a very good computer. I really liked that computer. Space gray with some Thunderbolt 3 ports, brand new design, touch bar. That was a great computer. I really did like that. Although the 16-inch one with the beautiful, almost no bezels on the sides is pretty nice. Although I would also like to see even more futuristic looking bezels. Alpha says, I'd love to get the blue one if they do make it. That would be pretty cool. I did see the blue. It's basically just the like iPad Air colors and like the AirPods Pro color, AirPods Max colors. So I didn't mind it. However, I would say that's not. It's not the design I was looking for, I guess. And I'm not that big of a color guy. I mean, I do have a gold MacBook, I guess. So maybe I shouldn't say that, but I'm not a huge fan of those iPad Air colors. They look nice and all, but they're not for me. They thankfully have silver and gray, so that works for me. All right. Hello, Drew. Let's see. Hold on. I think Mike said something before you. Goal by end of 21, get a 3D printer, get modeling software and a new computer, 3D print a bunch of things. Wow. Well, Mike, if you ever figure out how to start 3D printing things, I have just all of the things I'd like you to print for me because I have lots of ideas. Drew says, I don't need colors. I just need less bezels. Yes! Hello, Drew. Welcome. Glad we get the official Apple Sheep's thoughts. Is this stream brought to us by Starlink? That's my question. How am I looking from space, Drew? Do I look amazing or what? I don't know if you've announced that. I saw you didn't tweet about that, so sorry if I'm messing something up here. Maybe I shouldn't have brought that up. Oh well, this is live. Congratulations. Yeah, definitely those bezels are looking a little chonker than I'd like, but at least it's not the same design that we've had for however many years. Ryan has returned with his pizza. Yummy, yummy, yummy. What kind of pizza do you get, Ryan? What's your kind of pizza? Are you like a cheese guy? Are you a pepperoni guy? Are you a Hawaiian pizza? Are you a Supreme? Are you meat lovers? What kind of a pizza guy are you, Ryan? These are the questions that matter in life. I need 3 Macs to make my dream setup. iMac for book and video, 16-inch for MacBook for travel, and Mac Mini for music. Well, you can get all of that done with one computer, and being able to. Sorry, I just saw Drew's comment. This is so exciting. I am being beamed from space right now. My face, the pixels in my face are being beamed up to Starlink at this moment in time and being sent down to Drew's receiver. This is just an emotional moment for me. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. This is all I've ever dreamed of. I'm officially a star. I've been beamed down from space. That's what being a star means, right? Congratulations, Drew. Glad it's working for you. How are your upload and download speeds? I noticed you didn't ever say anything in the group chat about that, so I'm very curious to hear that. And if you want to wait till you have your official video about it, I'm happy to wait too, but I'm curious. Okay, Mike says, hold on, my chat just scrolled. Mike says, I noticed the bezels on my Model Y central display today. Irked me a little bit. Oof, oof, oof. Maybe at some point Tesla will allow you to just yank off the center display and stick in one with less bezels. Although they never did that with the old Model S's and Model X's, so I don't think they would do that. But it'd be kind of cool if they did. Simon says, I've seen so many renders about the new iMacs. I'll believe it when it's real. That is a good fundamental thing to say, Simon, because you never know what it's going to look like till Tim Cook gets out there and says, hello there. He always skips over that good morning now. It kind of sucks. Drew's here. Yes, Drew's here. Blue's my favorite color. A 3D print an Apple Park model for sure. Ooh, that'd be cool. Let's see. Drew said this stream is being streamed from Starlink. That's kind of cool. Mike and I don't know what Starlink are because, unfortunately, Drew, maybe not unfortunately, but fortunate for Drew, unfortunate for me and Mike, Drew lives north enough to get into the earlier adopter program, and both Mike and I are stuck down here with little to no coverage. Actually, no coverage at the moment. Just plain cheese. Usually, I'm quite boring. Oh, you're not boring. Plenty of people like plain cheese. I'm not a total plain cheese kind of guy, but it is one of my favorite kinds of pizza. My sister, total plain cheese girl. She loves plain cheese pizza. I, on the other hand, I don't mind it, but it's kind of like pure and simple. Like in the same way that I appreciate just kind of the simple ham and cheese sandwich or something without the tomatoes and the lettuce and all that stuff. It's just like it's a nice simple thing to have. So very nice. Very nice to see there. Okay. And you're not boring. You're a very interesting guy, Ryan. I promise. Alpha says, I wish I could have Starlink. My upload sucks. I know. I totally feel that. I got an email from Starlink here in Portugal, but it's way too expensive compared to what we have here. So definitely won't be worth it, unfortunately. About 2.5 times more expensive. Ouch. Ouch. Sorry, Simon. Ouch. That sounds like it hurts. Thankfully for me, Starlink is going to be about 3 times cheaper than my current internet service provider. So I'm very excited that hopefully it'll be cheaper and faster for me. Mike says, now that you're being beamed from space, how many squirrels can fit in a starship? That is a good question. If someone can get me the interior cubic volume of a starship in cubic feet, I'll be more than happy to tell you exactly how many squirrels would fit in a starship if they were liquefied. Alpha says, I guess I live too far north. Actually, living far north is a good thing for Starlink. I live far south, and so does Mike. Well, not comparatively to the imaginary line that they drew. All right, we have some update news from Drew, everyone. This is a red alert. I haven't actually read this. I saw he said something about upload, so I'm going to read this and give my impressions on what Drew's upload and download speeds are. Drew says, download speed is fantastic. Upload is But the last EV video was posted completely via Starlink. Took a tad longer. Bummer. See, I asked Elon last night, I think, because, Elon and I are just friends FaceTiming all the time. I asked him on Twitter. I just sent a reply like everyone seems to do, but hey, might work one of these times. If Starlink could enable like a creator mode or something where you basically swap your upload and download speeds, because I can't think of a reason why it is this way, but like every single ISP you ever go to, the download is always going to be faster than the download is always going to be faster than the upload, just because that's how most people are consuming their content. Even for places like where I am, I specifically asked my internet service provider for the fastest upload possible, and the upload that they could give me, they're like, oh, you could get up to 40 megabits a second. And I was like, oh, great. And they're like, oh, that's upload and download combined. You can pick whatever ratio you want. And I was like, okay, so I want like 5 down and like 35 up, please. And they're like, oh, no, sorry. It has to be even at least. So you'd be 20 down and 20 up, or 15 up. And anyway, it was like 20 was all I could get. And I was so sad. So I would really love it if Elon would enable some kind of creator mode where you could, maybe it's extra or maybe it's the same price. I don't really know the logistics of it, but I would be open to it costing more, and just be able to switch those upload and download speeds. So you're getting like 20 down-ish and then 100 up, 120 up. That would be like so amazing. And I think if there's any company who could do it, it would be Starlink, because they have a very new network. I think a lot of the reasons why old ISPs can't do that is because their networks are designed for download speeds instead of upload speeds. And so I think Starlink could do it if they could. If anyone could do it, it would be Starlink. Okay. Alpha says, not squirrels again. We'll see if Mike wants to give me the cubic measurements of the interior of a starship. Simon says, I got 400 down and 100 up and very stable, luckily, for 40 euros. Wow. Starlink is 150 down, I think, maybe 500 euro hardware and $100 a month. Yep, that is the price, and that is sad. I'm really happy for you. Sounds like you have amazing internet. I'm highly jealous. Sorry you have to watch my pixelated face. That's being uploaded at a 20 megabits a second on a 20 megabits a second connection. So I literally have 5 times less upload speed than you. So Simon, I might come to your house to upload videos. I'm not creepy, but I might do that one day. Be-do, 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 be-do. Wow, Alpha, are you writing a song in the chat? Because if you are, that's not a great song. Simon says, when the first Starlink Telosa video isn't about a Tesla. When the first Starlink video isn't about Tesla. Oh, that's true. Starlink Telosa video isn't about Tesla. Not quite exactly sure what that means. The top of Indiana is only a little lower than the top of Cali. I'm pretty sure I'm right on the line of being able to get it too. I know. Mike is also just right on that line. He was telling me how many miles away he was from that imaginary line, and he was close enough to make it painful, but not close enough to be able to run a cable. So yeah, poor Mike is just under the threshold, and I think over the next couple launches, they'll definitely be able to bring a little bit more coverage to people further south because they're building out their network from north to south. Okay. It's like I caught up with the chat here. We've hit our hour. If you guys want to hang out a little bit more, I'm definitely open to it. However, I don't have much else to say. We've hung out, we've chatted, we've said hello to each other, we've answered all of our great. When the first Telosa video upload on Starlink isn't a video about Tesla, more clear. That is very true. Yep. No worries. Good at Life. Oh, you missed it. Oh no, you're good. Glad you could join Good at Life. Thanks for joining in. I know everyone says that this is an inconvenient time for you, or whatever. Oh, Simon has a creative story number 2. We'll wait for the creative story number 2 to come from Simon, because I do want to hear about this, because he's like an accomplished architect and stuff. Yeah, Good at Life. Don't worry. No worries. Homework needs to get done. I'm going to be the first person to tell you, just like your mother or father or parental figure says, go do your homework. Don't hang out on the internet with random strangers. Like, come on. Do your homework. That's the smart thing to do. But while you're here, thanks for joining. It's great to see you. But yeah, hopefully you got all your homework done. Okay, Simon is posting pieces of his creative story number 2, which I am very excited about. Here we go here. Creative story number 2. After fading a bit of music through college, got back into it early quarantine during Randy's songwriting streams. Now, about 9 to 10 months later, I've learned a lot about production, bought Logic and a bunch of software, keyboard and mic, and a company to my guitar. I finished and released 2 songs from way back, working on a full album, and planning on building my own studio to work with other artists. Accomplished student, you mean? Yeah, okay. Well, accomplished student, accomplished architect, same thing. Wow, that is exciting, Simon. I will tell you, Randy has also had a profound impact on my music writing abilities. Not saying I am an artist or even anyone who wants to be an artist. I just have no rhythm, so it's really hard for me. You guys probably saw the skit where I made that song for Randy. That's about as terrible as my actual try sounds. Not really that bad, but it's pretty bad. But he too but he showed me Logic, and I was like, oh wow, this is really cool software, I think. And so I ended up getting Logic and the bundle, and it's just been nice to be able to mess around with it. He also hooked me up. He's obviously moving, and so he's been trying to lighten his load, and he went ahead and just let me have one of his old MIDI controller keyboards, which is awesome. I haven't used it a ton because I don't really know exactly how to, but now I have the tools. If I ever have a song in my head, I have the tools and enough skills to kind of get a workable version down on a Logic project, which is super exciting. So glad to hear that you're starting that whole that whole, and not even starting it, you've been doing it for almost a year now, and creating like a whole studio and stuff. Like, that's amazing, man. Congratulations. I'm very excited to hear those songs. Definitely want to hear those whenever those go out. Cool. I'm still using GarageBand. Hey, Alpha, I actually used GarageBand for quite a while. GarageBand I edited the first 7 episodes of the Tailosive Tech podcast in GarageBand. Definitely nice. Just use the white keys. That's the C major scale. Yes, that is true. I know enough not to mess around with those black keys, because those things get me into trouble anytime I click those. And I know about octaves, and that's about it. So all those audio people can tell me how much I don't know. Cool. If your song is worth an Emmy, Your song is worth an Emmy. My song is definitely worth an Emmy. I mean, did you not hear that song? It had like the little ding ding dong dong ding 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 dong dong. And Randy, even better than an Emmy, in my ever so humble opinion, even better than an Emmy, I got a Randy, which is when Randy puts it on his desktop and gets to keep it there on his desktop. So I got a Randy, way better than an Emmy. You heard it here, folks. I could care less about Emmys. I want Randys. Good Life says, can you give me a random idea for my creative writing assignment in English? Oh boy. Random idea for your creative writing assignment in English is squirrels. I want you to write about squirrels because that seems to be the running joke around here as long as Mike is around. Alpha says, I just got nervous about a Project Wolf song. I'm worried about what the pro musicians think. Oh, don't worry about what the pros think. Worry about what you think, man. No one cares as much as you do about anything. That's what I've had to realize. As much as I worry and fret about, the Taylosive Series 5 promo or the intro music or even the tech intro and outros, like I worry about every little detail of that. And at the end of the day, even the pros just go, yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was fine. It was good. And when I was like worrying about every little detail, like, oh, it's not perfectly centered. Oh no, it's not going to be perfect. And so, you just gotta do it. And, your first stuff is not going to be your best work. Sorry to pop your bubble, unless you're like Justin Bieber or whoever who's just born amazing at writing music. But you learn, and you learn from your mistakes, and you become a better creator because of that. And that's how everyone learns. My first videos were really terrible. Just go back a couple months ago. It hasn't been that long since my videos were pretty terrible. So the more you learn, the more you are good at stuff. Simon says, so my favorite band Architects' new album just dropped on Apple Music. I'm going. Haha. All right. No worries. Thank you, Simon, for joining. It was good to see you. I think I'm going to be going too, so don't feel like you're missing too much. This is a good time to say 2-minute warning for anyone who wants last-minute thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns, because I will be ending the stream in about 2 minutes or so. Thank you so much, Simon. I'm looking forward to those renders. I definitely want to see those, and I need to use that app a little bit more, and we'll see what I can create. So good to see you, Simon. Thanks for joining. It was great having you here this week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. I hope you have a really great week. Good at Life says squirrels are cool. They definitely are. You should write a whole paper about squirrels and then tag me on Twitter with it because squirrels are cool. Ryan says there's been a lot of squirrels in the stream. There sure have been, Ryan. I don't know why. I'm sorry, Ryan. I mean, it's all up to Mike here. Mike's the one who's obsessed with liquefying squirrels into small spaces. So I don't know. Oh, Grant just joined. Man, you missed it. I'm sorry. I already gave my 2-minute warning. I can't push this back anymore. The time is the clock is ticking. Sorry, Grant. You were taking a nap. That was actually a better use of your time. Sorry. You can watch this later. I was definitely taking a nap is way better than listening to me talk. That's for sure. What's your favorite band other than Randy Vasquez? Well, my favorite band was actually Time After Ashes, but unfortunately that band has disintegrated. I don't really have a favorite band. I have like okay, that's not true. I really like 21 Pilots. They're probably my favorite band, but I really don't listen to them a lot. I do listen to a lot more classical type music, so more composers, more conductors, more orchestra type music. So that's the kind of stuff I listen to. Pretty weird. Ryan says, bye, nice chatting. Bye, Ryan, and nice chatting with you. Goodbye, Simon. Grant was taking a nap. Let's see, I have no idea about music, but listening/watching you, Nick, and Randy inspire me so much. I'm getting my first keyboard next week. Love you guys so much. Oh, I'm glad we can inspire you. No, that's great. Let me know what you create. I'm very excited to hear what you're able to create. That's awesome that you're getting that creative urge. That's great. Grant says, congrats on the viral video on the short stand. I guess it's viral. I checked at the beginning of the stream on air, and I hadn't checked all day today and all day yesterday. Evidently, it's like almost at 1,000 views or something. So, and I have tons of ideas for like other little short things. So I'm excited. I think I'm gonna do some more of those. That was pretty fun. And obviously, the reason why it went viral is because Drew shouted it out. That's the only reason why. But still excited to see that people enjoyed that video I put together. Alpha says, I don't want to complain. Totally understand, but I didn't make it into the Twitter reel. Well, I think you need to tweet at me more because I'm not really sure who made that Twitter wheel or how that Twitter wheel is designed, but I'm pretty sure it's the people who tweet at me most. So if you tweet at me more, Alpha, you'll probably be on the next Twitter wheel whenever I decide to do that again. Yeah, Cybertruck video was hot. Glad you liked it. Good life. Grant says Timer After Ashes disintegrated. Unintentional puns are tight. All right, guys, that's been the show for this week. Thanks so much for joining. It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. It's just great to hang out, spend a Thursday evening, just enjoying each other's company and having fun. I'll definitely see you guys next week at the same time, same place, hopefully. I shouldn't say same time. I guess Thursday evening at some time next week, right here on the Nick Ansuini Live channel. Thanks so much for joining. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. See you guys in the next one. God bless.